Cass, and this is Honey.
And we're regular Canadians enjoying weed, but on Zoom via the interwebs while far apart in social distancing. And we're here with Carly-Rae. Welcome.
Hi, thank you guys for having me in this weird quarantine time.
Yeah, welcome to the new format. This is a new experience for us. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited to smoke too.
Let's please. Let's begin. Oh, Cass.
She's ready.
Well, actually, since we're not together and it's not obvious where we are, we should each explain where you are. Cass, you begin.
I'm outside on my deck.
Gorgeous, and a great shirt on. Carly-Rae, where are you?
I am in my apartment in Gastown, Vancouver, hanging here by myself, isolating by myself and loving it. I'm not complaining being all alone. It's been nice.
I like that attitude. Instead of complaining, you're like, yes, I get to be home.
Yeah.
Seriously, I love that. And so I am isolating with my grandparents, both about to turn 90 this year in the summer, and my mum in her 60s. And so that is fun and interesting and great food. I'm just eating homemade cookies and all that all the time. So great, but that also means that I'm currently out on the enclosed patio with in their apartment building, hoping that the neighbours don't see, that the grandparents don't see.
You have a smoke buddy and air freshener there?
A smoke buddy, exactly, to put the smoke through, and I've got my air freshener. I do also have some slightly more low pro options for if I,
there you go.
We're knocking at the door. But it is an adventure. What's that?
This is a little vape I met these guys at Lift & Co as well. I was talking to Honey and saying how we met initially, but met these guys at Lift & Co, and they sent me this vape, and it takes any cart. This is actually my first vape. I've never had one before. So it takes any cart, and then you just pop it in, and it cycles through all the temperatures. And then you just close it and you're good to go. Oh God. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Fancy with the temperature option.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. Well, cheers. Regular Canadians enjoying weed a different way.
Well, gonna have to smoke this whole joint myself, guys.
Oh, shucks.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is that the sundial spray?
It actually is. There's a lift as well. Sundial, Spark. This one's I
was kicking myself for not grabbing one of those.
Thank you, Sundial. You're participating in the strata crime.
I'm I hope that only cannabis community allies can recognize this textured wall. What's your family like? What's your family dynamic?
I have 6 brothers.
Wow.
I'm second oldest. And then it was just me and my mama and the boys growing up.
So, brothers?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a good time though. Everyone's like, wow, you must have had it rough. And I was like, no, I don't know. It wasn't great at times, obviously, but it was fun.
Yeah. I don't think rough. I think whoa, but it fun. Everywhere you go is a bit of a party, you have a group. You're the second oldest, and then do they know about cannabis yoga or about you that you enjoy weed? What's the approach, or your parents or anyone?
They know I do. I only started smoking or using cannabis just over 2 years ago.
Also,
or just under, I guess. And when I was younger, I didn't smoke at all. I was very much that I need to go to school and I need good grades and I can't smoke, I can't drink, very, very straight edge. And would criticize my brothers for smoking all the time. I remember my brother smoking in the bathroom and putting a towel underneath the door, thinking that we couldn't smell it.
Kind of like me right now, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess I kind of started smoking on my own, living on my own. So they weren't really introduced to it. And then just a few months ago, at the beginning of this, I went home and spent some time there just while everything was kind of figuring itself out for this pandemic thing. And it was my first kind of experience smoking at home and like using cannabis in my family setting, which was interesting. My mom is not on board.
Oh.
We know that. We knew that before. She's definitely not on board. The boys are fine. Like they smoked before. They think it's hilarious. They're like, "Whoa, Carly's getting big."
Whoa.
That's my brother interpretation.
This has changed. Like, yeah, going to the city. Like,
they're like talking to me as if I'm like this whole new like badass stoner chick. I'm like, no, I'm still just a yogi, like perfectionist. I'm still the same.
Yeah, like that is such exactly like stoners aren't stoners, and then like maybe they manage to do something else. It's like, no, you're still just whoever you are, like however you define yourself, you know, daughter, cannabis yoga instructor, professional, traveler, whatever, who also enjoys weed sometimes. Like,
have you guys ever done cannabis yoga before?
No, not a proper one, like where the class has spoken about it, you know, but definitely for at least, you know, a year, even more, like now I use cannabis even to exercise or certainly to go to yoga. So I do other classes like in warm rooms or whatever. And yeah, I'll definitely enjoy a lot on the way in. That's where my handy dandy spray comes in before I walk into the close quarters yoga studio.
Air freshener and weed.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, okay, nothing to see here, fellow classmates. But so how does it work in your class? Like, how is it brought up, or do you do it together? What happens?
Well, I mean, in the real world, we did. We would like come to class, and usually I'd have a sponsor. So it could have been like flower itself, or like a vape sponsor, or some sort of accessory. So we kind of chat about that, and everybody gets to test it out. And then if people want to smoke their stuff on their own, they can do that too. It's also totally optional, which is nice. So if people don't want to elevate, they can just take the yoga class. But it gives people the opportunity to kind of learn about cannabis too, if they're curious at all. So then we kind of like let everything settle in, and then we go to the mats. And my yoga classes aren't super hippy dippy like spiritual yoga classes. They're more just body awareness and breathing and like stretching. So I try to make it accessible to everybody, and hopefully people feel comfortable in the space. It's not one of those like you have to show up and listen to all the Sanskrit I speak and like figure out what all your problems are and stuff like that. It's just like show up and take what you want out of the next 45 minutes. And if you want to get high, great. If you don't, sweet. Like, let's stretch.
Can I say one thing for sure?
Yeah.
That the use of a hippy dippy is awesome, and I have used it this week too. Let's bring it back. And cannabis yoga, I'm in, and especially without the hippy dippy stuff.
Yeah.
I love everything about that. It's like no pressure to whatever, do a million dabs and then do it, but totally invited. It means that stoners or cannabis enjoyers can find their people who also like yoga, whereas otherwise you're hush spraying the thing and not finding your friends. And yeah, I think that yoga, like, of course it's really popular now, and it's been getting more and more like over the last couple decades, but it gets mocked. There are people who look at it and are like, I would just never in this way. Like, even my mum, like, I just can't even picture her like sitting down and being like, for a second, like, it's just whatever. Like, oh, and that's what she would imagine is this really like, that's what she probably pictures as yoga. Whereas she could totally use a good stretch, and like anyone could, you know, that's so great for your health, but it seems inaccessible sometimes. And I love that it's kind of like the regular Canadians enjoying weed yoga. We have to do this together. Like, when we're in person, or just like some on this balcony. Like, it'd be so good. how did it, like, the first time happen then? Was there a friend who introduced you into the fold? Like,
Who led you down the garden path?
exactly.
So earlier we said like that the green out experience that you had and that'll turn you away for like the rest of your life. That that happened to me when I was like, I must have been like 19 or something, or like 20, and I was working at a restaurant. I was trying to be cool and like hang out with this bartender, and we went to his place.
That's a fool's errand.
Yeah, I know. It's just trying to fit in, guys.
Been there, don't worry.
Ended up at this guy's place, ended up passing, I can't remember if it was a bong or a pipe or what, because I probably didn't even know what it was at the time. So passing this thing around, and I was trying to smoke it, but like didn't know what I was doing and fumbling around, and then got super high and got really sick and spent like the whole night being sick. And after that, I just thought I was allergic to it. And then I was taking a lot of sleeping pills, I think, was it? Kind of like having a hard time sleeping. And I didn't really know what to do, didn't really want to keep taking them. And a buddy was like, why don't you just try smoking? And I was like, but smoking's bad. Like, I can't smoke. Yeah. And I just was like, whatever. Like, I mean, I'm at the point where sleeping pills aren't even working anymore, so I might as well. And yeah, and it like changed my life. I slept for the first time for a full night in what felt like 2 years. And I like woke up the next morning, a whole new person, was so happy. And that was kind of it. And since then, it's been like slowly integrating it. I used to only use it when I went to sleep. And now I'm kind of like adding CBD and different things into my day-to-day to make life a little bit more comfortable and things not as crazy, dealing with like anxiety and all that. But yeah, I mean, I definitely was not an advocate when I was younger. I was like very against it. And now I'm like, this is the greatest thing. Like, why doesn't everybody smoke?
Yay!
I love that story. And then, yeah, and like just hearing you say, I woke up the next day like a new person, feeling so much better, is like amazing, because I really think that there's so many different ways it can be used, right? Like for pain management, for people in their 70s, for whatever it is, even if it's not to get high. And then that can be a result, something they've struggled with for years, being fixed by just like this little plant we have, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I love that story. I love that you've come around. You're like, you are the example of a regular Canadian who like at first didn't enjoy and then began enjoying weed. Like with, you know, I love that. Oh, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It's been great. And like diving into kind of the cannabis world a little bit more, it's so like everyone is just, I don't know if they're all high, but everyone's just so happy and welcoming. Like everyone just wants to be better and like healthy and happy, and or not, like they're also just open to like experiencing life as it comes. It's been really cool.
We found the very same thing.
Yeah.
When we started our show, the cannabis industry just took us in and were so good to us, and everyone helped us and was our friend, and we did so many collabs with all sorts of cool people, and it just continues. It's so fun, and I'm so glad we got to get together with you.
Yeah, me too. Thank you guys so much.
And this is a great format, I think, for future hangouts too.
Yeah. This is like what you were saying about that COVID could change things in the future. I feel like, you know, fingers crossed, we haven't seen the finished product yet, but this feels like a total success, this Zoom meeting sesh, ladies. But if it was, then like finally our show can be regular Canadians enjoying weed, not just like British Columbians.
Yeah.
We like talking to all sorts of people, and even through this tough time. So I'm so glad that we did meet in real life once. It's a weird alternate reality, but apparently that was real life. And thank you again for this fun sesh. And thank you, Canada, for watching. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
And don't drive high. Well, don't drive anywhere. Just stay home.
Stay home.
Stay home and enjoy weed, and don't let your grandparents catch you.
You're going to get yelled at by Moo in about 10 minutes. And
No, I'm stealth. It is a strange alternate reality.
Like the puffin spray. She's got it. Puffin spray.
Sweat buddy spray.
You're every person's
The evidence. Maybe I can just like, I've got a little blanket so that I can just be like, oh, nothing going on here.